In this video, I will be going over 2-2 in Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, Jumpless Completionist. There's a lot to talk about in this episode, so let's get to it. The first screen doesn't give us any problems, so we're not going to start talking here. Once we get to the second screen, things are about to get interesting. I had a second controller nearby, so I whipped out another Kirby and used it to get the stone ability, as we will need it for the first energy sphere, and we can't reach the stone ability that's supplied on that tree up there. I continue on forward with pink Kirby, keeping yellow Kirby in reserve. The plan is to position pink Kirby next to this stone, and then have yellow Kirby stand on it so that we can access the way to the sphere. You could use King DDD for a third controller to do it, but we're not going to do that in this video. Just an alternative suggestion. It's finally time to utilize a third controller. This time we are using Bandana Waddle Dee. The reason for this is because we need a third character to be able to get the sphere while the yellow Kirby touches the switch, and pink Kirby can't make it in there fast enough with sword. I charge up a Waddlecopter with Bandana Waddle Dee, and then position yellow Kirby to hit the switch. And then I make the magic unfold. I hit the switch with yellow Kirby and then Waddlecopter into the room so that we can get the first energy sphere before the path is blocked. If everything went as planned, we should be good to go for this section. The rest of the way down is a cakewalk. The third screen starts us in water, which it looks like a jump when I get out of it. It's activated by pressing up on the joystick though, so no worries. The second energy sphere takes place entirely underwater, so we don't need to talk about it. We can make it to the warp star with no problems after this. Upward slashing and attempting a down attack with sword won't work for this lever, so we need another Kirby to let us in through the door. The next screen is the hardest part of the entire run so far. We upward slash up the first few cliffs until we get to the Waddle Doo containing Flare Beam, as we will need it for the last two energy spheres. As always with these super copy abilities, we need another Kirby to hold on to it. So we have to babysit yellow Kirby while escorting upwards with pink Kirby. There is a little bit of a problem once we get up that cliff. Once we make it to the first solid platform that's not a bridge, and we climb up the first ladder, we see that the next one is too high to reach with upward slashes. The only way around this is to use a third player, playing as Bandana Waddle Dee, and get Kirby onto his back so that we can make our way up this cliff, using Bandana Waddle Dee's Waddlecopter. Now that the ladder has been successfully bypassed, we can now get to the third and fourth energy spheres. I escort yellow Kirby off screen so that we can use him to be able to get into the rift for the third and fourth energy spheres. We're done with both Bandana Waddle Dee and yellow Kirby after this, but I decided to respawn in Player 2 playing as Meta Knight because we will need him for the very beginning, but not so much for the whole bonus room itself. I didn't remember what this bonus room looked like when I was making this video, so I decided to use Magolor to get Kirby onto Meta Knight's back, only to realize that the entire level is consisting of water boxes, so we can just go through them just fine, and not have any issues completing this level. When I got to solid ground, I needed to use Magolor for help since I wasn't able to reach out to my other controllers when I was just focused on the level itself, and is also dissolving behind us. Especially this cliff, I didn't even realize that Magolor could take you up that high. While there isn't Sword available before the boss, there is Whip, which is capable of using a jump replacement called the Whip Tornado. It's capable of giving us vertical elevation to be able to bypass this cliff, and we can use it for the rest of the level. And also against Spear Doomer. Like, watch this. Okay, that was not as impressive as you'd think it would be, but I'd rather do this than use a second controller for Bandana Waddle Dee to help me out with this thing, like I did with the minimum Y challenge in 1-1. I make my way through the rest of the level using Whip, and we have successfully reached the goal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.